don't see him being abused by teaching them hate.
Yeah.
And so when he came to death row, and for 15 years, I, along with other black death row inmate, taught him what love was and convinced him to read a black man book.
Yeah, you had your own book club. He had
yes.
his own book club. So he has the KKK member who is in prison and is sentenced to death for being a part of a hanging of a young black man. First time in 81 years a white man had ever been convicted of a crime and served time for killing a black man. And you have that guy reading James Baldwin.
And he was so excited. I mean, Henry deserved some compassion like everyone else. What people realize that every man there has been found guilty of killing someone, whether they was white, whether they was black. I often ask the question, does it make a difference that this guy went into the church and killed 9 people?
Yeah.
Would it make a difference if they had went in a bar and killed 9 people?
Yeah.
We put value on certain people's lives. And I put the value that Henry deserved compassion, just as my mother have gave me compassion, like he had compassion.
Yeah.
But I want to say this to those that listen. When Henry learned love, Henry was proud of it. Even going to his death, Henry said, all of my life, my daddy taught me to hate.
Hate black people.
To hate black people. He said, all of my life, the very people that my daddy taught me to hate are the very people that taught me how to love. And tonight I leave this world knowing what true love feel like. And to me, that was the most powerful thing that I learned and did on death row.
Yeah, and I would say he was one of the people. Somebody asked the question, who impressed you the most? Was he one of the people who impressed you the most?
Absolutely. And let's realize something. He was willing to change from hate to learn what love felt like.
Yeah.
And I promise you, for those of you who never felt love, love is so fresh. It's just like this breeze we feel. It's cool and refreshing.
It's a nice Maui breeze. Yes, very nice. Feels like love.
Yes.
You know what a lot of people are saying? A lot of people are saying that this right here, that the two of you have, that is the definition of love, that this friendship is.
It is. I often tell him I wouldn't trade him for a Mercedes, but I have to think about it for a Rolls Royce. I might have to think about it.
So what's your biggest wish for your life right now?
My biggest wish for my life is that this country would end the death penalty. We don't need a death penalty in this country. I should be an example to people that innocent men and women do go to death row in this country. I don't want to use the word luck. I was blessed enough that someone got behind me and proved my innocence, and I feel bad for those that haven't been able to get someone to prove their innocence. And I just think when we kill an innocent person, we can't bring them back. And I can truly say that I never met anyone that was for the death penalty wanting innocent people to be executed. And so long as we have a death penalty, we're going to execute innocent people. And so the only way that we want to execute innocent people is the fact that we don't have a death penalty.
Yeah. So I've enjoyed, we've spent a half an hour. I thank you all so much for joining us here on my porch. It's been, can you believe the technology?
No, I cannot. I tell
Can
them
you
all the
believe,
time.
like, we're like all over the world talking to people right now and they're talking to you?
I couldn't believe when that white lady told us in 1/10 of a mile turn right, but she did.
You couldn't believe the GPS system when you got out of the car.
So,
but when I asked you that question, though, that lots of people are asking online, Gail wanted to know, and Helen LaFleur wanted to know, Heather LaFleur wanted to know about your dreams. Your dream, for ending the death penalty.
Yes.
But what about you? What about you, Anthony Ray Hinton, your dream for yourself?
My dream for myself to be, if it's possible, to be whole again. If there anyone out there is willing to try and make me whole again, I welcome it. Because I truly believe that I need to be whole.
And when you say whole again, what does that mean?
That means
because you still haven't had any therapy.
No. That means trusting people. That means being able to not drive and worry about being lied on by the police. I used to drive and didn't think about I need to be at home at a certain time, or I need to be on the phone where technology can say, I was over on the south side instead of the west side in case something happened. And so when I say whole, I mean I want my life back the way it was when I was 29. Is that possible? And so I don't know, but
I don't think you can go back, Mr.
Oh, no.
I don't think you can go back. I think you can build from here. I think you can take what you've gained and, feel the space maybe of what you lost, feel some of the space of what you lost, but you can't go back to what your life was at 29 because now your life has moved on and so has the whole culture.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you, the sun does shine for everyone I know who's read it, and I'm reading all of your Facebook posts and your comments about this book. The thing that nobody can really understand is how you came out without being angry.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again, that question comes up. How could you be through all of this and not be angry?
Well, first and foremost, they had taken what they can take, 30 years of my life. And I think when you allow people to dictate your anger or your happiness, you're giving that person far too much power. And I just realized that I was not going to give them any more than what they had already taken. And so I had to ask something God higher to remove the hatred from my heart, because I won't sit here and lie to you. The first 3 years in that dog's hole that I was in, all I thought about is revenge. I breathed it, I lived it, I slept it, I woke up thinking about that. And then I realized that the very thing that was keeping me alive was also killing me. And so I said, this is not who I am, this is not the way I was brought up, and I got to let this hatred go.
Yeah, and I think that's such an important revelation for anybody who's hearing us now, that you don't have to be in a darkened 5x7 cell, unjustly sentenced to death, to be carrying revenge in your heart. If you're carrying revenge in your heart, if you're jealous, if you're holding a grudge against somebody, that's killing you as much as you would want to kill them.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is. It was destroying you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't laugh, and I had to fake when they come, and I didn't want him to read that, because we've been knowing each other. I didn't want him to say, hey, Ray is kind of not the same today.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the person that I know I was, and that's a person that loved to laugh and make other people laugh. But I want people to realize forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. I didn't forgive them because they asked me. I didn't forgive them because it was, as they say, so they could sleep good at night. I forgave them so I could sleep good at night. And so it was nothing about them. For once in my life, it was about me. And I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be as whole and complete as I could possibly be. And the only way you can do that is you got to forgive those that mistreated you.
Can you honestly say, though, that you've forgiven those people who jailed you?
I have. Yeah. Because I don't think about them until someone asks me. For whatever reason, the main prosecutor, he is dead.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but he's in hell. Because he was too racist not to ask God. I truly don't believe he asked God for forgiveness. And the other 5 or 6 is suffering from old timers, and so I don't try to keep up with them. I do hope, I forgive them, and I hope they have come to their senses and found a way to forgive themselves for what they did to me.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that I don't know a person who has read the book who hasn't been impacted by the love between you two as friends, and who hasn't been impacted by the strength of character, the moral center that you have shown and allowed to eliminate throughout the pages and also through your life. This moral center, this ability to be a real man, which is what we need in our times now more than ever. The book is called The Sun Does Shine. Even if you're not going to read it, get it, pass it on to a friend. I think this man deserves, Mr. Hinton, is a really good human being and deserves to have the rest of his days lived in comfort and security. And you buying the book can help that. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for joining us on The Porch.
We're live.
We're live. Don't say nothing you don't want nobody to hear.
That's right.
Okay? We're going to lunch now. y'all. We're going to lunch. All right. Let's see if we can get some more biscuits.
Absolutely. They were meditation.
Yeah. Get some more biscuits, y'all. Yeah.
I just listened to the interview with Anthony Ray Hinton and Oprah Winfrey and his friends there on Oprah's porch. And of my 29 years of working there at Holman and interacting with Anthony Ray Hinton, I always felt that his attitude and how he carried himself was that he was not a prisoner. We would always used to say, some of the officers said that he just didn't act like an inmate. He didn't act like he was in prison. He had a mind that was, even though he was free, even though he was in a 5-by cell, 24 hours a day at Holman Prison, death row. For my observing him is that he was free. He acted free. Sometimes I used to ask him about the difference, and he said the only difference between me and you is that you go home at the end of the day, end of your shift. He said, I'm at home, and I'm free. It's just that I'm here, but I'm free. He always acted free. He acted totally different than other inmates that was incarcerated. That's because he had God had given him the ability to, like he said in the interview, use his mind to take him away from the environment which he was in. But he was a free man. He has always been free, even though he was on death row. Anyway, I like the interview, Anthony Ray Hinton. I remember me and you talking many times about you coming to Antioch Baptist Church in Tunnel Springs, Alabama. I still hope that you will do that when your time permits. I know that the things that are on tap for you, for those that are working with you and that you are communicating with, is taking preference right now. But one thing I want you to do is come on down to Antioch Baptist Church number 1 in Tunnel Springs, Alabama, like you said you was going to do, and talk to our people there, the folks there at Antioch Baptist Church. Anyway, this is Freddie Howard, Anthony, officer there at Holman. Anyway, take care.